Hi everybody, it's Dawn and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got the Sun Princess in the news as she started her sea trials and we got the results from them. We also have some more glass trouble with Royal Caribbean. Again, we have a selfie photo taker or a video taker not paying attention to where they're going and fell into the ocean between two ships that perfect day at Coco Cay. And finally, some good news for me. The Star Princess has passed her sea trials with flying colors. Apparently, they walked through them with no issues whatsoever. And if you've ever sailed on the Sun, which I'm on in another day or so, you know that ship drives really, really well and quite comfortably on the ocean and handles really well. So no surprises there that the Star of the Seas has passed her sea trials at all. But let's also talk about that fight. Let's talk about the fight because it's been a while since it happened and I was waiting for some more news updates to see what was happening because there's something a little different about this one. The passengers haven't set foot on the cruise ship yet. That big brawl where 26 passengers that happened in Galveston, well, they had been on the ship and then they entered the terminal to get their luggage and that's where the brawl broke out. So technically they're still under the guidance of the cruise line's rules of conduct. Now these folks haven't even dropped off their bags yet. So technically they're not on the cruise ship. So that mandatory fine for disruptive behavior of $500, can the cruise line enact that? Can they even enact the suspension for these people fighting outside the cruise terminal without getting on the ship yet? Because that is not their property. The dock itself is not their property. It's leased and rented and there's other workers working there as the dock. So I was waiting to see if we have any news, and so far, Carnival hasn't mentioned a single fine or a single suspension from that encounter yet, where the video had shown people fighting outside the terminal, waiting to get out, going into the luggage department of the Carnival Firenze. So, yeah, I don't know if they could even find these guys just because they haven't stepped foot on a cruise ship yet, which makes it really hard to find people for stuff like that. Next, let's talk about Royal Caribbean's glass problem. Remember the really good, paying attention employee who grabbed some guests on the deck, moved them aside because the glass was about to fall, then it fell right where they were sitting. Then, a few weeks later, another pane of glass up top cracked. Didn't fall, but it cracked and they had to replace it. Now, one of the railings overlooking, it looks like it's at the boardwalk, but a glass cracked there as well. Now, that's a spot you don't want to fall over and fall, 7 decks below. So, yeah, that's another scary. I don't know what's going on with Symphony of the Seas and all the glass that's breaking on their ships. It's kind of a little crazy how often this seems to be happening. Every few weeks, I seem to be talking about glass that's been breaking on that ship or a Royal Caribbean ship, which is concerning to say the least. So yeah, if you're on Royal Caribbean's Oasis, especially the Symphony of the Seas, I'd be keeping an eye out for the glass above you right now because of that situation. And now one of my favorite stories is because, I am taking pictures and I'm photographing everywhere I go, but I'm super aware of my surroundings when I do it, right? I'm one of those people who I don't hold the phone directly up near my eyes and I'm looking around right close. My phone is always well away from my body so I can see the surrounding area around me when I'm filming. So I know if I'm getting close to an edge, if I'm getting close to somebody else, if I'm getting close to a road, if somebody's about to bump into me. I have the area that I can see around me here. I'm filming here. Look how far away from the camera I am. I'm at full arm's length away from the camera. So I have all this visibility. Well, apparently a gentleman was filming in between the two ships parked at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, wanted to walk up towards the end of the pier so they can get a good shot with their cell phone, and then politely stepped into the ocean and fell in between the two ships, where rescue teams immediately had to go and provide aid and rescue. Apparently, they're none the worse for wear, luckily, thankfully. But it's, again, one of these situations where I see people doing selfies in really bad places, or not paying attention to where they're walking when they're on their phones. How many times are you walking and the person in front of you is typing something into their phone, or talking into their phone, and they're looking straight down at their phone as they're walking, and they're heading straight into you? Straight into you. Well, if you were a lamppost or you were a car, they would walk straight into you too. So yeah, it's one of my favorite stories because I see this all the time. It has to make me laugh because people now are just eyes in the phone. So, personal update. I am now in Rome. I am in this room here. That's a shower that has hot and cold water. It's not my main shower. That is a sauna. I'm sitting on a hot tub spa. This is called a spa suite in this hotel, and my room's over there. I'll film this and put it up on my other channel if you're interested in seeing what this hotel is. It's the Trilassa Plaza and Conference Center Hotel. And it's fairly close to a lot of attractions. There's a tram that runs right beside the hotel here. Takes you right to the shopping district and the tourist area. And the price of this was surprisingly low. For instance, my last stay in Seattle, the airport hotel in Seattle cost me $462 US for one night. Well, this hotel, for 2 nights in a spa suite, if you will, is costing me $760 for both nights total. Less than 2 nights at an ordinary airport hotel regular room costs. So yeah, I'll do a good review of this room here before I leave, and a little bit about the hotel as I try their food and stuff like that. And I'll let you know while I patiently wait in my nice little spa suite for eventually to see if my luggage will eventually show up. No word yet. No word yet today. So wish me luck. Well, I hope you appreciate this news update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. And if you're in Cairo and you see my bag, please send it to me.